Good afternoon. How are you, people? It is Thriving Thursday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You hear my baby?
Yes,
Welcome.
I hear him. Happy Thursday, everybody.
For those of you who are new to my page, or maybe, you don't know how we are connected, I'm Jamilia Heredia. I'm a mom to a beautiful baby boy. He is 3 years old. I have a bonus daughter who is 15. I'm a wife, an entrepreneur, an investor, and I'm super excited. I'm always excited, guys. That's kind of my personality. I'm excited to be sharing this platform today with my mentor, my coach, someone who is an absolute blessing in my life. And I'm just honored that she has taken time out of her day to get on here with me and just really share some knowledge, share some nuggets, share some gems with you guys. Yeah, we're excited. So I'm going to introduce you to Frances.
What's up, you guys? Listen, it is really my honor to be on here. I get really excited anytime we can share value with people because, y'all, if you didn't know it, like if you're connected to Jamilia, you don't know that she's full of value. I need you to come check her page more often. Seriously, I have watched her evolve from transitioning, deciding if she wants to go back into the corporate world, and then like fully taking on entrepreneurship, investing, cryptocurrency, all while being a stay-at-home mom, which is insane. So I'm really excited. But for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm Frances. I live in Indiana, but I'm originally from New York. Y'all don't ask me how I got here. Come to my page. You'll learn a little bit about me. But I came here for school and I did the things, right? I went to school, I got the degree, I got the job, and then a global pandemic didn't care about any of that. So when we talk about, things like investing and cryptocurrency, we do it with a lot of passion, you guys, because we know what it can do for people. I know what it did for me, what it's still doing for me. And then watching somebody like Jamilia, who was like me and was kind of new to this, absolutely evolve, was the craziest thing to watch. So today we just hope that we can give you guys some value and really give you some top tips that you need to know when you're starting this crypto journey. Because a lot of people talk about it, but a lot of people are not doing the right things. And so we want to make sure that if you decide to embark on this journey of crypto, that you have some top things in mind that really matter. So I'm going to let Jamilia kick this off, you guys. I'm her guest today, so I'm just really honored to be here. I'm going to let you kick it off, sis, and let them know. Like, we'll start with some really good tips and then maybe even take a question or two at the end.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, coming into this space or learning about anything new, your mindset is so important, right? Our mindset is so important. A good example or way to look at it is planting, right? Like if a farmer, is your mind fertile or ready to receive a seed, right? Because it's new information. It's something that you may know a little bit about or may not know at all. And so are you ready for this information to be deposited into you? Or do you feel like I know everything? Or I know about that. Like, I don't know if it was probably a mentor and I probably read it also somewhere, but saying I know.
Ooh, dangerous territory.
It is. It's dangerous to say I know when you don't know. And I'll be transparent. I used to be like, oh yeah, I know. Like, yeah, like you heard about it, but if you really understood and you knew, there was more to learn, right? Like there's always more to learn. The more that you learn, the more that you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. So I would just encourage you to make sure that you're in a mindset where you put yourself in a space to have an open mind. Come with an open mind, right? Be ready to learn, adjust. Know that it may look different from what you're used to, different from the things that maybe you've been taught. I'm in my 30s. So for 30 years, I've been doing something a certain way. And now there's something new. It's something different. But guess what? The only thing that's constant in life is change. And if you're not willing to pivot, adapt to change, you will get left behind. Right? You guys,
Yeah.
the internet, how people were like, oh, or in 2000 when everybody thought, I don't know, the world was gonna end, or just like you have to be willing to adapt and pivot with change because it's constant. And so
Yeah.
that's the first thing I'll say. You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, because I feel like, so people see crypto and they have this misconception that it means I'm going to buy that one right project and boom, I'm going to be rich.
Mm.
And what you don't realize is you cannot. What's up, ladies? I see y'all on the live. Welcome, welcome. What I want people to realize, and really I had to work through this too, because you guys, I don't come from money. Okay. I come from the Bronx, New York, super humble beginnings, raised by a single mother. But one thing that I understood was I heard someone say, it's not my fault that I was born into poverty, but it's my fault if I die in poverty.
Ooh.
Because there are way too many options in the world right now. It may not seem like that if you're very closed minded, but there are options. And so when you start to realize that, man, when we talk about, just wealth building and changing your financial situation, that means that you got to change this first, because a lot of people want their pockets to get fat, and then this is real skinny, looking real skinny. You got to get this fat before the pocket gets fat.
Yes.
So that then you don't approach this space with, oh, I'm gonna buy one project and it's gonna blow up. Because why do you think people win the lottery and less than 5 years later they're absolutely broke again? Because they didn't fix what really mattered, which was this.
Yes.
Wealth building is literally like 80% mindset, 20% actual skill. That's why sometimes you see people and you're like, I mean, I feel like I'm smart enough to do what they're doing, but you're not paying attention to what they've really been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to be careful when you go into these spaces and you say, I see Jamelia killing it. Like, this woman literally was just sharing with me what she did overnight while she was sleeping. And I'm like, and people don't even want to sit down and listen to the conversation.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I would much rather wake up to some profit than to an alarm clock. But first I had to realize I had to fix this for that to even be something sexy. Like, because people say it out loud and it doesn't really sound good to them because they don't realize the main problem is here.
Yes.
And so if you could just focus on what can I do today to make this grow, you'll start to realize small financial changes happening. And so, yes, that is probably tip number one. Get your mind fat, okay? We get everything else fat out in these streets. We need to get the mind fat real quick, okay? Not real quick, but like real quick every day. You need to work on this. So let's talk about another tip, you guys. And I'll kind of let Jamelia piggyback off of this part too, is let's talk about actual action when it comes to cryptocurrency. And I just want to see in the chat, drop a 1 if you're already involved in crypto in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're learning about it. Maybe you are starting a portfolio already. Maybe you bought some Bitcoin on Cash App. Drop a 1 if you're already participating. And I just like to ask that because I want people to understand, like, you're not the only one that really is trying to learn this. There's a lot of information about crypto on the internet, but there's a lot of misinformation. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's our responsibility to make sure that people that are connected to us are at least starting their journey the right way. And one of those things that are going to be key. Okay, we got some boss women in the chat with these ones already participating, and that's huge. So if I could give you one tip would be, I know this sounds really silly, but you need to be mindful of the email service that you are using when you start this crypto journey. Gmail is not the mail, okay? Like, it is not the email that you want to use when it comes to cryptocurrency. Here's why. You guys, it is one of the most widely used. But you ever get an alert in your email saying, hey, your account was tried to access in India and it has like this weird code on it. Was this you? And you're like, no, I'm definitely in Indiana right now. Not India, okay? So it is so easily, what's the word I'm using? Hackable. I don't even know if that's a word, but who cares? You could be a little low tech and low grammar and still be aiming for that high check, right? Okay. So understand that Gmail is not where it's at because it is too easy to hack a Gmail account. You ever get the email that says, hey, somebody tried to access your account, go change your password, and you're like,
How?
what? I've had the same password for 12 months. I don't need a new password. Like, I can't even remember what I did yesterday, and you want me to set a new password? So I want Jamelia to lay it on you guys and tell you what email you should be using.
All
Hands
right.
down.
Yeah. So no Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, none of that. The email that you should be using is called Proton Mail. It is one of the most secure emails in the world. Okay, it's called Proton Mail. Can I drop it in the?
Oh, yep. I put it in the comments for you.
She's on it. And you want to use this because it is built on the blockchain. Oh, Jamelia, what? Right? You don't want your financial investments, your crypto, just, sitting in a Gmail. You want it somewhere that's secure because as crypto, continues to grow and more people are interested in learning and putting their money there, guess what also happens? People who are bad apples, as one of our educators like to say, like they're trying to figure out a way to scam you out of your crypto and your money. So you want to make sure that you have a Proton Mail email set up. Okay, do that. That's like the first thing, right? It's not enough to buy it. Like if you have it and then you just have it sitting somewhere where anybody can really, right? Anybody can hack into it or get into it. It's like not having it at all. And unfortunately, right, we've heard horror stories of how people have had their crypto just like gone like that.
Yeah. And it's not fun. Like you got to think about it. You're taking the hard work and the hard time to really invest into the space of crypto, invest into you. And the last thing you want to do is be out here vulnerable on the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got to realize as this space evolves, they're just going to get smarter too. They have to. It's what they do for a living. So like May said in the comments, one tip is make sure you do add a recovery email address just to be on the safe side. So just be mindful of that too.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so do you want me to go into the next tip?
Yes, girl.
Okay, so along with making sure that you have the proper email set up, right? Your account, so linking it to wherever you're buying your crypto, make sure it's that. Oh, you know what? I didn't even talk about making sure that you also have an authenticator. This is like a bonus.
Yes. Yeah, that's a bonus. Write that down.
Bonus. Something that I use is a Google Authenticator, right? But you want a 2-factor authenticator to add extra protection, extra layer of protection. So that's something that you definitely want to do as well, right? It's like you wouldn't walk around with, I'm touching my forehead. You wouldn't walk around with the password to your debit card on your forehead or like write it down on a piece of paper and just leave it lying around. So that you can understand, right? The concept of you will protect that. So you're making sure that you protect your assets. Protect your assets.
Yeah, protect your assets, okay, you guys?
Okay, so the other thing that you absolutely want to do is get educated. And Frances, she touched on this briefly, but it's so important to know why you're doing what you're doing, why you're buying a certain cryptocurrency, or even what that means. And it's okay not to know, right? But you want to make sure that you're getting your information, that the source is reputable, and that you truly understand, right? It goes back to not just saying, I know, because, before a few months ago, I didn't really understand. Yeah, I heard about crypto and Bitcoin, but I didn't know what that meant. Like, I didn't truly understand. And sometimes you have to be okay with saying, I don't know, right? Because that could bless you. It could bless you. You don't know who you're connected to that does know. And because you open up yourself to say, listen, I don't know and I want to learn. And you're like, okay, I can show you. It's important because there's a lot of misinformation online. There's a lot of stuff in the news about, what do we call them? I don't want to curse on the live, about coins that are, not the best.
Boo-boo coins.
Boo-boo coins. What can I say now?
Poopy coins.
Right? Which, like you can make money, but I'm not here for quick lick, right? What I'm looking to do, what I want to build is something that's going to outlast me, right? That's going to be here for my grandkids, kids, right? And so I'm not in it for a quick lick, right? And so understanding what use case is, understanding, what the function of a coin is, what's the market cap. And you may be saying, Jamel, I don't know what any of this means. I didn't either until I decided, let me get educated. Educated. It really is important. Like I'll forever be a lifelong student and in this space and just in all things, because you can never stop growing. It's so important. And so
and I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was going to say, so it's really important to make sure that you get educated and from a reputable source. Okay.
Yes, because the thing I like to relay it to is a lot of new people come in and I get the idea of, oh man, I could put a couple dollars into this coin that's very, very low in price. But when you start to understand the space of crypto and you realize it is a lot harder to really come up off this coin than it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jamelia said, I don't know about you, but I'm not here to just make money for 3 weeks from now. Like I'm here to think about what I had never in my life thought about, which is 15 generations after me. And so if you can change that mindset from I'm trying to hit a quick lick to I really should learn this because this is really how we're going to do everyday life. No joke. Like this is really the technology that this runs off of is going to be our life. You hear all this metaverse talk right now. Shout out to Metaverse Mondays, you guys. We launched the Metaverse Academy on Mondays. It is like the most fascinating, kind of creepy, but I know I'm gonna have to participate kind of thing. And I'm just like, okay, well, this is interesting. So I'm here to be a student because I don't know what I don't know. But the mere fact that you can have access to that is incredible. But back to the point of making sure that you're getting educated from the right sources, you guys understand that a lot of people that are out in these crypto streets have already semi-secured some of their wealth, if you will, right? They might have been in the coin SHIB, and I'm not here to be your financial advisor, but they might have been in that coin SHIB from the beginning of time, and you're trying to come in at the back end. You not the same, sis. Like you're not in the same spot that they were in when they made that decision. But here's my other thing that I like to tell people. When you put your money in a coin, hoping that something goes well, that's technically gambling. Let's call it what it is. When you do a proper analysis, what you're doing is making sure that your probability is much higher because you're educated. That's not gambling. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like you rolling up to the bank and saying, all right, your teller's name is Ashley. We're just going to pretend. Work with me here for a second. Your teller's name is Ashley, and you go to Ashley and you say, Ashley, I have this, $300, okay? So when I come back on Friday, just give me whatever you think is a good amount back with, from my $300. Ashley gonna be like, shoot, if you come at 12:10 and in my head I want you to come at 12:05, your money's gone. That is literally what people are doing when they put money in the wrong projects.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to understand, you don't want to gamble. That's not what the markets are about. And so when we say solid education, get around the people that are doing this for real, not the people on the news that are trying to scare you out of wealth because they already have some. They just need you to move out of fear to grow even more for them. Okay. And so it's really, really important that you guys get learning. If you're on here and you're like, I don't even know what that looks like, hit Jamelia up. It is really that simple. And say, tell me where you're learning. What does this even look like? She'll tell you. Like, sis is winning for real. She should tell you. So just be mindful of that. So go ahead, boo. Next tip. Let them know.
Whew. Okay, so not only is it important to know, right, get educated, protection is extremely important, right? It's not enough to just have it, right? So now you're getting educated, you're buying your crypto, but now you have to protect it, right? You don't want to leave it
Say
sitting.
it again for the people in the back.
Protection. You want to protect it. You don't just want to leave it on exchanges, right? So maybe you're purchasing on Coinbase or other exchanges. You don't want to leave it sitting there. You absolutely want to make sure that you go ahead and purchase, right? A ledger. A ledger is an absolutely. Francis got me cracking up over here. What are your facial expressions? You want to go ahead and get yourself a ledger, okay? I'll make recommendations. I'll tell you what I do. You can do what you want to do. I have actually I have it sitting right here. It's like almost like
yes. Give it up one time in the chat for the Nano Ledger S.
Okay, so
seriously,
it's something that's going to help you protect your crypto, and you want that. You want to have ownership over your crypto, over your money, right? So sites is we're not here to bad mouth any other sites, but if you have crypto on places like Robinhood or I think you said Webull, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry, I didn't let it register because I don't use that place. I'm just kidding. But I really don't use them. Like she said, we're really not here to talk bad about other platforms, but
we want to make sure that you have ownership. That you have
don't use Webull and Coinbase. I mean, Webull and Robinhood.
Yeah. And with the ledger, you want to make sure that you're purchasing it directly from shopledger.com, right? You don't want to buy it from eBay. You don't want to buy it from Amazon. You want it to not touch as less hands as possible. So, because what could happen is, right, if you purchase it from like a third party like that, someone could have opened it, repackaged it, and then when you go put your assets, your crypto on there, they have access to that. They can have access to that. So you want to purchase it directly from shopledger.com. And the protection is extremely important, right? Like it's if you're building a portfolio, you're building your wealth, you wouldn't just leave it like money just lying around. And so you don't want to leave it on those exchanges because if they go down, comes back up and they're like, oh, you had X amount sitting here. And then it comes back up like, no, actually, this is what you had. Like you want to make sure that you put yourself in a position to protect yourself. So I would definitely recommend, right, that you get one of the ledgers. Like I said, you can do what you want to do, but that's how I'm protecting mine. So, Francis, anything to add? Francis is like,
yes, this is one of my favorite topics, y'all, for real, because anybody could go buy crypto. Can we be honest? Like, it's literally on Cash App. Like, you can go buy some Bitcoin. You can go to Coinbase. But if you are not protecting, somebody drop in the comments, protect my assets, okay?
Protect.
Yeah, protect your assets. Drop that in the comments. Protect my assets, okay? Because what you got to realize is that this space, somebody say there's levels to this.
There's levels to this.
Yes. Let me see in the comments. Anybody else with us? Y'all live? Say there's levels to this. Because the truth is, so my bad. I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, good. Somebody tried to call me. But yeah, there's levels to this. So everybody wants the big portfolio, right? Everybody wants those 6 and 7 figures, no income claims, okay? Past profits don't guarantee future results. But everybody wants a big, fat crypto portfolio, but nobody wants to take the time to learn. That's like saying, I want to become a doctor and do heart surgery, but I don't want to go to med school. What? What is wrong with you? If my heart had a problem, I'm not coming to you.
Okay.
Lazy. No, I'm just kidding. But really, serious, let's be honest. But that's literally what you're. Oh my gosh.
They're like, I see you live. Help me now, friends.
I don't know what just happened.
It froze again.
Someone keeps trying to call me. They are not more important than this live. So understand that we got to understand that when we say things like, I want the big portfolio, but then at the same time, we don't want to take time to learn, you're literally canceling out the fact that you want a nice portfolio, because you have to be willing to learn. And security is going to be that first layer, because if you cannot protect $100 in Bitcoin, you're not going to know how to protect a $100,000 portfolio. So you have to learn at the beginning. Stop trying to be like, oh, tell me what to just skip the first thing. Just like, tell me how to get that kind of money. Well, I can't, because see, what happened was you need all the steps before that.
Yes.
Oh, tell me how I can stake. Oh, well, first, you got to know how to buy crypto. Second, you got to figure out what state you're in. Like, there's levels to this.
Yes.
And so when you hear us talking about the Nano Ledger, understand that it is literally, like she just told y'all, an added layer of security. I think of it like a remote control for my crypto, right? Where you get to choose your own pin. We're not going to get like too technical, but there's like private phrases that are just for you. Like, I don't care if the president or his grandmother asked you, let me see those phrases real quick, not over your dead body.
Nope.
Because wealth transfers, if you didn't know that. So Nano Ledgers, man, like, and then for the cost, like, we're not affiliated with any site you hear us talk about. We're not here to try to make money just because you bought a ledger. We don't care, but we do care that somebody steals your assets. Mm-hmm. So get yourself a Nano Ledger. There's another one. I think it's called a Trezor, maybe? Yeah. Or something with a T. I think it's a Trezor, but really a Nano Ledger is phenomenal. And I mean, for the price point, we're talking about you can get one as little as less than $60. There's one that's 60, and then there's one that's like a little over 120. And you decide. They kind of do the same thing. But don't be that person, because I'm going to talk to the people who are always looking for a shortcut to the shortcut.
Talk to them.
Don't be that person. Jamelia, I think you're on mute, sis. Don't be that person that says, you know what? I just saw it on Amazon for $4 less because I got free Prime. Well, you let me know how it works out when they prime that crypto account. You ain't got nothing left. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to save $4 and shortcut the shortcut and get it from the actual ledger site that Jamelia just gave you guys. Because see, what we don't realize is when we try to take those shortcuts, we're also saying, I don't really know if I'm worth a big account, you know? I ain't really trying to do the work. I'm like trying to do some of the work. Mm-hmm. So then what you don't realize, unbeknownst to you, is you kind of manifest not having a big account because you don't want to do the work. Mm-hmm. That's just like when people say, Jamelia, give me your favorite 20 projects, go. You mean give you a whole 12 months of studying that I did with my son on my lap at 2 a.m.? Nah. Put a little bit of respect on this craft, okay? Because this is really a space where people are really making sacrifice to be a part of. It's not this whole get rich quick, but if you do it right, you're going to get rich the right way. And before you know, you look up and be like, there's a whole lot of money in this, you know, insert the blanks in this place.
Yep.
So that's really all I wanted to say about the Nano. I know you guys, I'm extra, but when you see moms like Jamelia, who literally came in like, okay, I gotta brag because this is so modest. Like, I love it, but it's just kind of like, okay, can we get real right now? Like, this woman is on track, no income claims, to literally set her family up on, well, they're on their $1 million run right now in less than 5 years. Man. Like, so just be mindful when you're having certain conversations to know that, one, you deserve the same thing, but two, you're also going to have to do the kind of work she's been doing. Because everybody wants it easy, but tell me, how long would it take you in your current situation to produce that kind of result? I don't know about you, but you're on mute. Yeah, I don't know about you, but it's just kind of like we have to be really mindful when we're asking for certain things, but we don't want to do the work. When I tell y'all she does the work, kid in her lap, husband in the back, bonus daughter in the back, mom in the back, like she's doing all the work. Therefore, she's reaping the benefit. Like literally waking up to Ethereum profits.
Man.
Like, what is happening here? Like, this is not the world we come from. So now that we're here, we're like, this is insane, right? So I'm just really proud of her because she's really modest and she's not going to brag on herself. But like, this woman's on $1 million run. And I'm like, shoot, I'm trying to catch up with you, sis. Let's go. We running together. We in this thing.
We out.
But you got to do the work.
Yeah.
Kids or no kids. Husband or no husband. Last time I checked, God gave you a brain. You don't need permission to be great.
That part.
So, Jamelia, I'm going to give it back to you before I get all up in your audience.
No, I love it. Can you hear me?
I think you're still muted.
I'm not.
You guys, let us know in the chat if you can hear her, because she's muted for me. Let me know in the comments really quick. I see y'all on here. Maybe it's me.
How about now? Can you guys
Oh,
hear?
yes, you're good. Yep, you're back. You're back.
Okay. I'm like, I can hear myself, but so yeah. So listen, Francis just dropped a whole nugget. Okay, a whole nugget for you guys. You have to be willing to do the work, and this is something that I'm passionate about because for too long, people that look like me, my ancestors, okay, our ancestors, what was taken from them, we're going to get that back tenfold, 100-fold. Do you understand? Do you hear me? So if you can hear my voice, if you can hear our voices and you're connected to me, to Francis, and you're curious, you want to learn, you want to know, reach out. Don't be embarrassed. Don't let your ego or your pride, like, put that aside. This is something that we are extremely passionate about because we know what it's doing for us and our families. That's it.
That
like, it is absolutely changed our lives, and it may sound cliche, but it's the truth. I used to work in human resources, you know, in corporate America. I worked in a bunch of other industries as well, and in none of those industries would I've had an opportunity to be on track to do what I'm doing here.
Yes, let's go, you guys. Like, give her some major love in them comments, because here's the truth. Like she said, put the ego to the side. Stop thinking that you're late. Yeah. I mean, would you have wanted to buy Bitcoin at $100? Probably yes, because you'd be sitting on multi-millions. But it's still now about to break, what, 70,000? And you don't want to be saying, am I too late? And it's at 200,000. Mm-hmm. So we have to make sure that you put things, because ego does not get you paid.
Ego is not your amigo.
No. Oh, that's a new one. I'm using it. Yes. And we got to understand, all we have to do is get into the proximity of people that do this. Don't take access for granted. The fact that Jamelia comes on here and shares nuggets about crypto, don't take that for granted, because everything she just shared, she had to study and learn about to be able to come give y'all that information. So like she said, you guys, there's just one thing to do. If you're curious about crypto, let her know. And it doesn't have to be awkward. All you have to say is, I've been watching the crypto space and I don't even know where to start. It's okay, because congratulations, we didn't know where to start. We didn't even know it was a thing. Yeah. And so just reach out. But we'd love to help you in any way that we can. I'm really excited because this is working. I see you. I see the portfolio. And it's just a beautiful thing to see everyday people be able to create not everyday lives, like, if that makes sense, right? Your average person creating extraordinary results is really what's happening in this space. So I'm really excited, sis. Let's go. Any parting comments? Listen, people, just speak up. Use your voice. You have one for a reason.
Yes. Yes, my parting comment would be know that you're worth it. You deserve more, right? It's okay to be grateful, or is content the word that I want to use? It's okay to appreciate what you have and want more. Like you can still want more and be grateful for what you have. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're bad for wanting more for yourself or your family. I know that I have so many passion projects, things that I'm passionate about. Um, Maternal health is one of those things, and I dedicate my time to do certain things and be a part of certain organizations. But it's nothing like being able to write a check, to have resources to be able to really back those things, right? So don't ever let anyone make you feel like you're bad for wanting more. Like you may see a need that only you can fill, and right, money's gonna help that. It's a resource. Like it's right up there with air.
Yeah.
Right up with air, okay?
Seriously, like, I mean, what you can pray all day, right? A prayer changes things radically. But can we be really honest? Like, what are you gonna do for the kids down the street at the school who don't have a coat? Like, you can't just pray that a coat is magically gonna drop on their front porch. Mm-hmm. Now you can pray to God to provide them right protection and connect them to someone who can bless them. But why not it be you that shows up as the hands and feet? Like, let's go, y'all. We gotta move. So I'm just grateful. Thank you, Jamelia. You're the best. Y'all better watch her crypto journey. I'm just letting y'all know right now because sis got her own bank running for Family Heredia. Yes. So somebody drop hashtag Family Heredia Bank. Like I just can't even. That is crazy. So I'm really proud of you. I'm just excited, like for the next 30, 60, 90, 6 months from now. It's just crazy where you guys are going to be. And, Francis, I can feel it in my bones. All right, you guys. We're not going to clown on here any longer. Thank you. I so appreciate you for having me on today.
I appreciate you for taking the time. You guys drop some love in the chat for my mentor, my coach. I absolutely love her. She did not have to do this, and I am so grateful that you spent this time doing it. And just thank you. Thank you for all that you continue to do, and the way that you have been a blessing to me and my family. I'm so grateful, forever grateful.
I'm grateful for you. Let's run it up. We'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.